Well, hello everyone. Someone didn't believe me that crossbows are overpowered, so here we are. What you're watching in the background is myself soloing the Bugmaster with 0 stats and the worst crossbow in the game. So, apologies that it's not full screen. I just forgot I was on this mode and it's too late to change it now. But, let's talk crossbows. We'll start with damage. It does damage like a turret does. So it has fixed damage. In the case of a turret, it has slightly modified damage according to height advantage. In this case, it's just random. That damage is unaffected by stats. All stats. That's your crossbow skill, your precision skill, your opponent's toughness. All of it doesn't matter. Bugmaster should be taking 45% reduced damage from every hit, and he's not. He's taking full damage from every hit. And also that means, since it uses the turret formula, if you're attacking anything in heavy armor, you will do nothing. I mean, even if you do 0 damage, you can still stagger your opponent, which could be helpful in and of itself if you have a mixed party. Some melee, some ranged. There's some support in there, get some free hits. But normally, with a melee weapon, you would deal a small percentage of damage through the armor and through toughness. You always do damage. Even if it's not much, you always do damage. Not the case with crossbows. Now, some issues of using a kiting tactic like this. First of all, you have to be very careful you don't switch to melee. If you're too close at any point, which happens a couple times here, you will switch to melee mode, even though range mode is on, you'll switch anyway, and since I don't even have a weapon, right there, it just happened. Since I don't even have a weapon, I will move in to get into punching distance. I try to punch him in the face, while this guy's trying to cut off my face. Not gonna work. Anyway, so back to the actual tactics. There's one more trick you need to know, which is how to reload while running. You normally can't, but there's a special keybind, which is default R. Now what this button does is it stops whatever the character is doing. So if you tell him to go medic and you hit R, he'll reassess the situation and say, okay, what should I be doing right now? And if it's operating from a machine is the top thing in his list, he'll go operate a machine. In this case, he stops and he says, oh, I'm being attacked. I should do something about that. And he engages in combat. The trick is, he engages combat mode before he stops moving. So you can still cover a small amount of ground while getting a quarter second of reload done. Very handy if you're trying to do something stupid like this. But the key to all of this is combat stance. There are 2 speeds in this game. You have running speed and you have combat speed. Combat speed dictates how quickly you walk while you're trying to engage in combat, like how this guy is shuffling toward me. And it also dictates animation speed. So you like swing slower and things like that. Running speed is your athletic skill. So the key thing to know here is that the Bugmaster has faster running speed and faster combat speed than me. The reason I can kite him is because I am using my running speed and he is using his combat speed. If you stay within a certain range, he will keep shuffling toward you instead of sprinting. And that's all you gotta do. You gotta keep in the right range, use as much time as you can get, bait an animation, get out of the way, and use every half second you can find, and you'll take him down. So right now I'm going through the inventory. You can see I used about 1.5 stacks of bolts, which is pathetically low. That only costs like 350 cats. And they have a white quality junk bow, which is the first one you can make. You can make your own toothpick bolts as well, which is what it fires. Both of those are the first crafting things you get for the research. And you'll see that I actually didn't take him out with limb damage. This crossbow only has 50% bleeding damage multiplier, but I still managed to bleed him out, which is surprising. And that's consistent with what I've been doing most of my... I started my own playthrough with a crossbow just to see how it goes. And that's consistent. I'm usually killing things by bleeding rather than actual damage. And speaking of bleeding, I'm going to zoom up on my character here in a second. And you'll see all that blood on my leg there. That's new as of the hotfix that went out today. And also, I was playing dead, I entered stealth mode, I looted the Bugmaster, and now I'm healing myself, all without re-engaging in combat. That is new as of 0.98, which was the big dismemberment update. Now, if you want to try doing this yourself, and this is an unmodded game except for the modded game starts I can get Hero Zero stats, getting him out of the tower abuses AI. So he has medic in his priorities. So if you damage one of the spiders outside, he should come outside and heal it. Other than that, I have a 0.98 update stream highlight thing coming out. It's still in progress, but it will get there. And other than that, thank you for watching.